Yo, class, what's the good word? Hornswoggle. Okay, fair enough. Now that that's settled, I want to talk to you about collections. You mean like in a library? No, not a library collection, more just a collection of, works. Like an anthology? Yeah, kind of like an anthology. Well, anyway. But I don't want to hear about your Magic the Gathering collection, sir. Yes, you do, but I wasn't going to talk about that. And yeah, so I was thinking more in the terms of the collections of copyrighted works. And as you said, an anthology is a great example. Like, I looked it up before, 101 famous poems by Roy Cook. Of course, Mr. Cook didn't write any of the poems inside it. He just selected which ones to include in the book. This is what I mean by a collection. Oh, sorry, messed up your hair. So this is what I mean by a collection. Each individual work still has its own copyright status, copyright holder, etc., etc. You got that? Good. Keep it in mind for the rest of the class. So, what does this mean for the licensing of the collection? I don't know, sir. Why didn't you tell us? I think I was going to. You're the teacher, that's your job. Indeed. So, when you make a collection, there is copyright in your contributions. The way you arrange the order of the collection, for example, the formatting, the selection of the works, how you curate it, all that kind of stuff. Perhaps you might add some annotations, an introduction, that type of thing. All that stuff is yours. So that means you could slap a Creative Commons license on all that part. But that license will not apply to each individual work inside your collection. You should state that quite clearly. You wouldn't want to be seen trying to put a Creative Commons license on something that wasn't yours, okay? Okay, yeah, okay, cool. You should also clearly state who does own the copyright in each individual work, okay? Yep. And any licensing it was copied under, is that clear? Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, I think that's clear. Yeah, clear, clear, clear. Yes, sir. Good, that's great. Good. That's collections. Done. Tick it off the board. Tick. Now let's talk about remixes. What are they? What untalented people do when they can't be musical artists. I get what you're saying. You're saying that they don't have any talent when they remix things. Yeah, that's right. But you know, real musicians who make their own music are better. Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting at, sir. Okay, good. I'm glad we clarified that. Yeah, so anyway, a remix is when a whole bunch of other works get merged into a new one. A while back, long time ago, Galaxy Far Far Away, all that kind of thing, TV shows like The X-Files or Stargate, maybe even The Simpsons did it. Anyway, there was a trend that I like to call the episode made up of old footage because we ran out of money. It's actually a trope called clip shows. They would have an episode of, that has little bits that string all these extra clips from the older episodes from the season. This could be considered a remix. Each element is not supposed to be considered a work in themselves. It's supposed to be put together to make something entirely new. What about an adaptation, sir? Oh, I love how you segue me into the next part of the rubric. No worries, sir. Now, the way I describe an adaptation is creating your own version of someone else's work. Now, an adaptation can often be described as a derivative work. And in fact, some countries use the word interchangeably or have different, standards. It's all different. Depends on where you're sitting. I'm sitting at this desk, sir. Yeah. Now, an adaptation is most commonly used when a work is moved to another literary medium, like a book to a film. Got it? Yep. A more unique use of the term derivative is a nicer way of saying plagiarism. The Sword of Shannara can be considered a derivative work of Lord of the Rings. Have you ever read it? You read it again and tell me that stuff is just not Lord of the Rings repackaged under a different name, okay? Okay. Yeah, so what does this all mean for licensing? Let's get into it. Can't we just play some video games, sir? Look, after the class we can, but not before, okay? Or during. Okay. Do you want to pass? Yeah, I want to pass. So no computer games until you do your work. Okay. Thank you. When it comes to remixes, the licensing of the underlying works could impact what you can do with the remix. As a copyright officer, this gives me a headache all the time, and I tell students to stick to the public domain, free to use stuff, CC BY and CC BY NC, if they ask, which they tend not to. Now I do that because the SA clause generally could mean that the remix also needs a compatible CC license on it, and depending on what you're doing, you might not want to do that. Maybe you are working for someone and you don't own the copyright in the thing that you made. So that can complicate things. So just don't use the SA stuff. Okay. Now if you want to use something with the ND clause in the remix, then you go down the path of what counts as a derivative work. And can I use that? Can I not use it? Is that what that is? Is that... Look, you can do it if you want, but this is why I tell students to stick to the easy stuff. It's the KISS principle, baby. Yeah? No? Oh, ow. I'm okay. Keep it simple, stupid. Now, actually, that's all I got time for today. I was going to show you a collection that I created myself that had at least 2 Creative Commons, existing Creative Commons works in it. But it's really hard to show you that in a video. I can't like bring you up the PDF here on my screen. This is Lego. It's not a screen, okay? So I'll just send you this thing that I made separately to give you an example of what a collection is, okay? If anyone wants a copy and I forget to give it to them, just send me an email at doobie@nananana.com.au/bubba. Awesome. In other words, don't ask. Bye.